reviewing the minutes, I would move to approve those as presented. As always, Joel, great job.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dustin.
I worked very hard on it.
Second is Brad. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good. We'll move on down to unfinished business. Okay, we're finished with that. Let's go to new business. Pheasant Ridge Drive, posted speed limit is 30 mile per hour. And if you look down in the bottom portion of that, right there, that horseshoe area, yep, right there. It's 30 mile an hour, and residents there say that 30 is too fast. I don't know that I've ever driven up to 25 even on that roadway, because it's, well, there's kids around, there's kids on bikes, and it's, you don't want to go that fast. So they're hoping that we can lower the speed limit to 20.
So there is a,
Regardless if there wasn't a single house on that road, the geometrics of that road aren't adequate for drivers to travel 30 miles per hour safely on it either.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Have any of you got a chance to drive down that road? Pheasant Ridge Edition?
It's been a while, but I guess I never really paid much attention to the speed limit because, you know, like one we've got going through on Hersher Drive, that people complain you go too fast on it. You can't go too fast on it. It just, the geometry and everything, it just,
Yeah, that's what I would think about that too.
Well, evidently, well, and 30 mile an hour is not as fast as you think, but it's plenty fast when you're standing out there watching vehicles go by. So 30 mile an hour would be, seem to be speeding.
and speed limit at 30 is the maximum, it's not the suggested speed. State law does say that you have to slow down for conditions. So like if it's a total sheet of ice on US 30, you might not be able to go 55 miles an hour and you have to go 35.
And like when I get complaints or from patrons about buses running fast through additions, when I look up their speed, it's usually under what they think it is, but it sounds louder because of the turbo,
True.
because of, you know, and they just think they're running faster. So, but I do have, I mean, I have buses, I've gotten suggestions in there before that they're going too fast as far as for that loop, but, because that's Gene Farrar's area.
Yeah.
And he drives a pusher, and it makes a lot of noise, I mean, when you hit the gas, so.
Was this a general complaint, or was there something specific with it?
Just the fact that there are kids on bikes out there. I don't know, there are sidewalks out there, right?
I believe so.
But from time to time, you know, they'll cross to go to their neighbors, you know, things like that.
Have we confirmed that in ordinance this is definitely a 30 mile an hour zone?
well, if there isn't is not an ordinance, it's automatically 30.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
automatically 30
It's
unless,
automatically 30.
Yeah.
and it's 30, I know it's on the road coming in, but I can't tell you whether I see that it's covered specifically.
On County
for
Farm
the-
Road or on Salmon
No.
Drive coming in?
Salmon Drive.
Salmon Drive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a 30 right here.
Right.
The street view is from 2013, so it's very old.
I don't recall any, I'm careful when I say this because maybe there was, but I don't recall any request for us, like any speeding complaints where we have asked for increased patrol in that area. Have we done speed counts?
I have not done speed counts because I haven't received any.
Yeah, I don't think we've received complaints on this, so.
I did check crash history, and with a quick check, I did not see any crashes in that area. the last 3 years.
You say you have?
I have not.
You have not.
There was no crashes.
I would offer, there's probably some more steps we could go through before we get to that point. It would be pretty expensive for changing out signs and all of that. We can clearly ask for increased patrol in that area. Like I said, I've not received anything through my desk on this.
Do we feel that it's necessary to make any changes?
In general, it might be something to consider citywide. If 30 seems to be a little excessive for residential zones, there may be some way we could explore a big picture, but, you know, I'd lean on PD to maybe explore some of the options as far as the increased patrol first, and but maybe we just still discuss, you know, looking at establishing residential zones and putting that in the ordinance where it's 20 or 25, just to drop that down a little bit.
That may just be a seasonal thing too, with summertime. I was approached by an individual there that said that they go too fast through there, but he didn't know how fast or anything else. He says it mostly happened during the summer, not necessarily wintertime.
This is an assumption, but does he believe that that's, other people live in the area? Because obviously, I would say for general purpose, people that are using those streets are people that live in there, right? I mean,
Especially
we're-
that one, I would
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Could very well be.
There's no through in and out
No.
for it. I mean, unless you come in on Baker and go out Selman. But why would somebody do that as a through route?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, it obviously doesn't hurt anything to have extra patrol in neighborhoods anyway, so I will put forward extra patrol, out of patrol, and we'll run this through the summer. Let's see if that makes a difference.
If there's any signs out there, I can also put the speed board sign. I did check, MACOG has not done any counts in that area, in that neighborhood.
There are speed limit signs each direction you come in.
Did they say a time of day? Is this like a high school student coming home each day and they're speeding through, or?
You know, as I recall now, it may be somebody living on that street that just got their license. Now that I'm
Seems
thinking
to
about
track.
it.
No, it's-
Yeah.
He's right, though. Yeah.
Well, some extra patrol in that area, maybe that'll take care of what the problem is here. We can definitely do that.
Okay.
I would like to drive through it a couple more times, at different times of the day as well, because they do have cars parked on the roadway, which makes it even tighter.
I just can't see somebody reasonably getting up to that higher speeds in that tight area.
Yeah. Okay, everybody feel that way? All right. Let's move along then. Center and Washington Street, who brought this to my attention? I can't remember.
I did. Are you the gentleman that called me? Okay. Do you want to come up to the mic and kind of explain a little bit? I mean, just a brief overview. I had a phone call yesterday on it with some site concerns and feeling that they have to creep out extremely far into the intersection and maybe even a little unsafely into the intersection before we can visually take off. So,
Yes,
turn
sir.
the floor.
So my conversation yesterday with Mr. Dillon was, my concern stems from my commute to and from work, and then just talking with various colleagues, friends, and family. And it's really for southbound traffic on Washington Street as you approach Center Street. And it appears as if during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, cars are parking all the way along Center Street, almost all the way up to the intersection. So when you have to cross Center Street from there, you may, at best, be crossing just partially past the stop sign to check for oncoming traffic that's heading west. And then at worst, you might have to go all the way into the westbound lane of travel. And while I can't speak for crash metrics on the city police department, I could see maybe if it's not addressed soon, in the future, something might happen where someone's not going to pay attention. They're going to go way too far into the westbound lane of travel, and then a T-bone crash would occur. Again, I can't speak for crash metrics at all, but I just know in my, very short 2 years of being a resident of the city of Warsaw, I cross that intersection on a daily basis. So that was my concern that I voiced to Mr. Dillon yesterday on the phone. I just wanted to know if there's a potentiality that if that intersection, if it can't be turned into a four-way stop, perhaps maybe limiting cars parking along Center Street just to prevent something worse from happening. So that's all I have.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Brandon Geek. Last name is
I'm sorry,
Brandon-
first name?
Brandon. My last name is Geek, spelled G-I-E-K.
Okay, thank you, Brandon.
So it's Washington and Center, that intersection?
Yes, sir. So it looks like this, you're looking at it from a
Right by the
northbound view
jail.
angle.
Oh, gotcha, okay, yep.
North's not too bad. It can get bad, but, a lot of it too, and I can't speak indefinitely on this, but if you're looking at the jail, that westbound lane, see, right now, this is probably taken on a crisp Saturday morning when nobody's parking, so.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying, so if you look closer into those parallel parking spots on the westbound lanes of Center Street, I mean, there's cars that park all the way up to it. So when you try to cross Center Street, the last thing I want to do is travel, and then I'm screwed because somebody behind me is impatient, and now I can't back up, and now I'm just stuck in Center Street, so.
So Brandon, this spot right here.
Yes, sir.
It says like small vehicles only.
Mhm.
I don't, if we took that parking space out, would that help?
I wish I could give you a definite answer. Yes, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really start paying attention to this at a deeper level until a couple of months ago, and even at that, it's not like I'm taking notes on my phone or anything. It's just, it's something that I've noticed. Man, it's always like if you're trying to cross normal business hours, 1 p.m., everybody's parked along Center Street on both ways, and it's like I said, the last thing I want to do is cross into Center Street, and then I can't back up, but I can't go forward because I have to yield to oncoming traffic. So I was unaware that that sign was for small vehicles. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd have to go back and pay closer attention to see who's exactly parking there. I wish I would have taken pictures yesterday or at some point just so I could show to you guys that, this is definitely an issue.
All of those spots are usually full.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
During the day?
Right.
Yeah, I can see.
One potential alternative, rather than taking out a spot, or feeling like you're creeping into the roadway is something we're potentially going to explore downtown this year, would be creating a bump out for pedestrians. That would alleviate the feeling of the motorist creeping into the roadway because, does everyone know what I'm saying when I say bump out? Where you could accomplish that with cones, where the cars are parked, there's a lot of roadway that's not actually used for traveling. So we could actually increase the visibility of the motorist that's going into the intersection by creating a bump out there for pedestrians and for the motorists to be able to have a more clear sight line down the road. So that's something, just an option rather than taking out a parking spot. That's something we could explore there.
So it extends that concrete curb out pretty much even with the parking space.
Yeah, and since the concrete option would be very expensive, initially, we could do something that was with cones or collapsible bollards just to create that space where the motorist feels more comfortable encroaching onto the roadway.
It moves the stop point about 15 feet in, or, no, 8 to 10 feet in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You would only need that on the east side then, right, of that intersection? Wouldn't
Wherever the
necessarily-
visibility issues are, so that one, the north side seems to be where the visibility is. But you could put the bump outs on both sides so that it's very clear to the motorist and the pedestrians that they have a little bit more of the roadway to use.
I think both sides would be good, because I know I go through the PNC drive-in bank a lot, and then I'm turning to go north and then essentially east, and you still, even though the cars are parked a little further back on Center there, you still have to kind of creep into that intersection, because they come pretty fast from Columbia.
And that will also slow traffic down if you have those bump outs. 'cause it'll be
Correct,
more narrow,
correct.
Right?
And with the four-way stop already at Columbia Street, like I was explaining to Brandon yesterday, may not be ideal to put another four-way stop just a block away, but something to really consider on looking at this in extreme depth is with the Millworks project coming on, basically right in that exact area, there's going to be a lot more pedestrian as well as vehicle traffic in the area. So something that definitely needs to be looked at in a little bit.
There already is a lot of pedestrian traffic there. And as this came up, this is one of those things where you have to ache, you almost forget that you had, because for years, I've noticed this to be a problem and just never thought to
Right.
bring it forward because of how much we interact around this building. To the point that if I know that's the direction I want to go, if I'm thinking ahead, I'll go to Columbia Street.
Right.
So that I can come through just because of
The
how
four-way.
difficult it is to see traffic here.
I look, the curbs look to be painted, still, somewhat fresh. So, I mean, we were gonna double check on that, maybe brighten those up, in the spring, make sure the distance is proper as well. But again, I mean, outside of either doing a bump out or maybe eliminating a parking space, maybe an option to give a little more sight distance to it.
I would also say, a lot of times people don't take it, they're not paying attention to that small, how's it worded? Small vehicle or compact vehicle parking. I've seen bigger vehicles parked in that spot too.
I can have parking control, just keep an eye on that spot.
I was just saying you could move a space from there, yeah, because it's.
Yeah, that one
Is that the reason why that sign is there? Because of this intersection?
That was before my time.
Yep.
I don't remember when it came
I
out.
kind of like those just because
And Captain, Justin just brought up a good point of, if we eliminated the space on the east side of
feeling.
Washington, it could actually, if you scroll over, it could be added to the west side because there's not really anything that would be impeding. Go the other, or yeah, turn around, all the way around. Round and round. Like behind the red car, there's really not a significant reason for yellow curbing and stuff on
That's
the,
very long.
on the west side, I mean, of 40 feet. You could probably add two spaces and eliminate one where, obviously, your traffic you're gonna be watching for is gonna be coming from the
Does
other,
that sign say no parking here to corner?
Probably.
most likely.
There's probably some reason that was done, I don't know why that would be so
I don't know.
substantial.
But that may be something to monitor and see, because I don't necessarily know that I've witnessed sight visions coming from
Well,
the west.
Do you think that they did that because of the turn lane?
It could be.
I bet
Yeah.
that's why that's like that.
Yep, I think you're right.
Probably not enough width there to.
Yeah, I would think it would still be wide
It's
enough
still,
that that
yeah.
wouldn't be a detrimental impact to have a car parked over there, but
Yeah.
Parking is premium in that spot, in that area too. That's.
yeah.
that's the
I mean,
first
you're
thing.
that close to the courthouse and the justice building that everybody, I mean, that is, they're always full. I mean,
All right, any more questions for Brandon?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you definitely for
Appreciate you
calling us
coming.
and bringing it in.
So I can explore the bump out option with Ride Walk and see if we can come up with something to bring back before the board and just see if we can get something moving.
Sounds good. Does that sound good to everybody? All right, very good. It's not on the agenda, but that was a late addition before I got it to Major Bean.
I like that.
Just a suggestion for the, and it's too late to get on the agenda, but that's one that I put on mine anyhow, so that's all that matters. Someone else brought up another intersection. Was that you, Cindy, that wanted to?
think-
I actually
Brad?
brought it up
Keller did.
McKinley and Center, if you're looking
yes.
southbound on McKinley, where Jimmy John's is at, that's a problem area. Now, my fear is that you're just so landlocked with that location. I mean, I don't know. I know that you brought up bringing back the parking,
Yeah, whatever you call it.
is it, pylons or whatever you
Pylons,
call
yeah,
those.
yeah.
I just, as short as that parking lot is, I'm not sure if that's even feasible.
You might have people backing into each other. Yeah.
What makes that worse, and I joked about it, but you know, you finally get a chance to get pulled out there and then somebody's making a right turn out of Dunkin' Donuts. It's just a really busy,
Or both of the McKinley streets.
yeah, so 9 times out of 10, when you come up that intersection, there's cars that are parked all the way to the edge there. And as luck would have it, it's usually a big pickup truck. So when you're trying to look at westbound traffic coming at you, it is very, very difficult to see. And it's the same situation where you're creeping out there to try to, and there's just a lot. You've got traffic coming out of Kroger. Jimmy John's is always busy.
I think when I notice it worse is when there's a pickup truck backed in there, and I don't know whether that's somebody that works there or not, but.
And it
boy,
hangs over that pylon
yeah,
almost into the
goes
street,
over
yeah.
that.
Well, we can talk to Jimmy John's and the other business on that side and see if we can back those pylons up. Looks like there's plenty of room there, and I think there probably is for them to back out into the, out of a parking spot. We can see if we can get some cooperation from them and have those pylons pushed back.
I think that sign also interferes with visibility.
Yeah, it does. Because you're rolling forward of that sign to look down,
Yeah.
to look to the east.
I did measure that the sign, it does seem to adhere to the 10-foot visibility triangle that's required by the ordinance to the curb. So technically, it may not be a violation of the ordinance. I do think that when I drove through there, I do think the cars do seem to be the major factor with why you might have to creep out there. I think the simplest solution might be exploring pushing the bumpers back, but there could be something up to seeing if the angled parking would be an option. That would be maybe a more substantial change for them, but that would really pull those cars back farther.
Is there a requirement for the height of the sign?
Yeah, there's language in there, but it's outside of the visibility triangle, so I can look at it more and just see if there's any other issues, but really, it was permitted, so it would be kind of existing non-conforming if there's some kind of issue. Obviously, if there's a big safety issue, we could make other changes, but I think the parked cars seem to be the most pressing issue.
So would we like to table this one for further review?
It's on everybody's radar now.
Yep, okay. We'll bring it up again next month and see what we might come up with. All right, move along to committee of planning updates. Anything new coming up? Or anything from the past?
May I bring up a stop that's like worried me a little bit on 15 in Anchorage with cabs over by the bridge? I witnessed right before school got out that the cabs, I was behind the cabs bus probably right at the lumber yard, and he stopped, but he had his yellows on. traffic was going around him because the light was green. And he had yellows. So then my concern became the person that got out. I went by him, saw the guy get out, the patron get out. I went down, turned around, and went into Cooper Tires because I was just curious. The guy walked from the bridge, which is the stop. If you look on Google Maps, they have it now marked as a bus stop. He walked from there all the way up to Shamrock. Crossed the railroad tracks, if you want to pull it up, Joel, as far as if anybody's aware. And I think that's one of the points we brought up before, was that, for one, there was snow on the ground. So the plows pushed the snow onto the bridge, which is normal, but they had nowhere, they were on 15. Same thing, and then so I got curious, I went down to Detroit on the first stop they have to do on the corner, and the same thing. So as far as the snow wise, and I just think it's gonna be a concern, especially when the summer hits, is where these people are walking to get to a stop instead of cabs moving those stops to areas that they know they're gonna get traffic on. Does that make sense? So,
That's been added already?
like,
Yeah,
huh?
it's marked on Google.
That's
as a
marked
bus.
on-
Yeah, it's marked on Google of that. So he got off there and he walked all the way across the railroad tracks. There's no sidewalks. It's road. That's it. And he walked.
Yeah, there will be.
There will be shortly,
Okay, well,
when Anchorage gets redone this year.
okay, so,
Will they be on both sides or just that one side?
They're gonna be, I believe, on both sides, Jim.
No, I can't.
Between 15, the sidewalk starts at sunset.
Yeah, so it'd be both sides of Sunset, all the way down, but not at 15.
We can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I said there'll be both sidewalks on both sides, all the way up to Sunset, but it does not run to 15 because there's not enough right-of-way. There wasn't enough right-of-way, and with the grading and the railroad track, wasn't enough to make that side not true. There's a pinch point at the railroad, that no matter what, they were going to cross the railroad.
I don't understand, with all the room that there is on the shoulder just north of that intersection, why they would pick that spot.
exactly.
It's a head scratcher for me.
And I'm still not convinced with the state coming down and saying, I don't know if it wasn't the right person, but I've personally set up, like, stops for the buses and got disapproved by the state because it wasn't a legal stop. I cannot fathom how they came up with that is legal when traffic's going, we've all done it, 45, 50 miles an hour coming down there, and you're going around traffic. I mean, especially on Thursday, Friday, Monday?
Well, that's just such a heavy right turn location for
Exactly.
northbound traffic too. So to block it up with a bus stop, it just seems unsafe to me.
And it's not even they hit their yellows, but the light is green. I mean, that just like, they're asking for, in my opinion, they're just asking for a problem where it's gonna be where that car doesn't, he had his yellows on. It's like a trash truck.
But again, we don't have any authority over that, so I don't know, other than complaining to the state.
I can reach out to my friend at NDOT and see, get his thoughts on it.
But it was just concerning. I'm sure if anybody else would see it, or if any patrolman would see it or something like that, be like, what is going on there? But to walk a quarter mile to get to a stop when they could move the stop to Shamrock, I'm sure they'd pick up more business. I mean, it's like, okay, you get back up on 30 and you're right back on Walmart.
Well, do they
And it-
turn there or do they go straight north?
They go straight.
Straight north to
And if I
Walmart.
recall, that was the issue, is that they were trying to keep it within
A certain
like a
amount of
15-minute.
time
Yeah.
To get around the
And so that's
circuit
why
and
they
out.
wouldn't go down Shamrock.
Yeah.
Go down to Shamrock.
But it's okay to have somebody walk a quarter mile to a stop. So,
And I guess that's my point too. If there's not sidewalks there, why they wouldn't use that shoulder area and not take away from cars that are making that heavy right turn that are northbound. Again, when I saw where that sign placement was, I was bewildered.
Yeah.
That the state even allowed it.
and I mean, I literally watched the guy get out, no sidewalk, walked out, took a right, and I naturally just, because what we do, I mean, it's like it's no different than Papa John, checking out what's going on. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This doesn't pass the BOBA test. as far as just, you know, the courtesy that we owe the public.
And they started this route with the understanding that it may evolve over time, so I'm
Right.
sure we could offer this feedback to Kristen and see, you know, I think the trail, their track will evolve over the coming
Nice,
years.
the bus. Sorry.
Oh,
Are you driving that?
No. That wasn't.
Okay. Well, I agreed from the very start that that shouldn't be a location, but the state felt it was okay. Let's talk to the state and see what their reasoning might be, if you don't mind giving them a call.
I can do that.
I put that under other matters that may come before the board. Mark?
Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Go back to the committee and planning reports. We have anything there that, we have some new additions or anything coming up, or anything that we've
Nothing
done?
that's imminent right now. We've got a couple subdivisions still under construction, but yeah, nothing pressing that hasn't been reviewed already.
Okay.
Since we were just mentioning it, there'll be more information soon, but Anchorage Road, as we've talked about for many years, it will be under construction probably in March or April. We'll learn more about their specific schedule at a pre-construction meeting soon. But that's just something to share with you. There's going to be phased construction and traffic limitations along that road, starting, again, I'm speculating March or April until the end of the year. So alternate routes will be recommended, and you'll see all that blasted out once more information is available on that.
That's progress. That's
Been a
good.
long time coming.
Okay. Any other matters that may come before the board? I have, and maybe this isn't the place to bring it up, but are there plans for a roundabout at Husky Trail and 200? Is that something that will be there in the future?
It's currently being designed, yes. The timing on it will depend on a lot of different things. First step is getting an approved design, cost estimate, and then it'll be how it fits into the budget, whether it happens this year or next year. But yes, it is currently being designed.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
I hope not. I lost my pen.
Meeting adjourned.
Next meeting, February 4th, 1 PM. Location, February, do we need to go to the Warsaw?
We will be.
Training center,
Yeah,
police
as of the
department?
27th of this month, the council chambers will be closed for the HVAC project, at least the current schedule. So we'll most likely be over there. at
Okay.
PD.
Does everyone know where the training center is at Warsaw Police Department on Fort Wayne Street? You'll have the door unlocked for us?
Yes.
Just
And I'll turn the heat on.
turn the heat on. Appreciate that.
Preferable.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn unless there's something else that we need to talk about.
Motion to adjourn.
You move, thank you. Second. Thank you, Jack. All in favor?
All right.
All right, thank you, everyone. We'll see you on February 4th.
Text and see if the other side's open, like it, what time?